You're watching Pulse for the 30th of March, and it is once again time for some Dota news. In this week's episode, we take a look at the Dota 2 beta patches from the 22nd and 28th of March that brought with them the Lycan and Lone Druid, a few extra patch-related goodies discovered by Cyborgmatt, and much more. Let's get straight to the news. First up, is there a full moon out? Because Lycan is on the prowl. Yes, as you can see on your screens right now, the Lycan has been added to the game, and I will mention that the Lycan and Shadow Demon are both live on the normal Dota 2 beta server. That means they are available in Captain's mode, and this is slap bang in the middle of quite a few big tournaments, so this should make things a lot more interesting. Other than the addition of this amazingly fun hero, which you can see in action on your screens right now, a hero performance rating graph has been added to the player persona page. It does definitely look like it could be useful, but it's not that huge. The Valve guys let us know that your ratings will become more accurate the more you play, so you'd best get cracking right now. Then one other big change that stuck out to me was that all random mode has been enabled in private lobbies. Finally, along with this, the number of Dota 2 beta invites being sent out has been increased, and the most active Dota 2 players out there will be receiving some more copies to give to their friends. Sounds good, and it seems like we're going to be seeing a lot more people playing soon. If you are interested in reading more about this patch and everything that came with it, you can check those full patch notes out below. Now let's have a talk about the March 28 update. The Valve guys are celebrating Happy Bear Pun Week a day earlier as Lone Druid joins Dota 2's cast of heroes. As you can see on your screens right now, the Lone Druid and his faithful companion are both looking glorious, and I personally can't wait to try them out in a proper game. The changelog, or bear log as they call it this time around, for the March 28th patch is pretty small. It mostly just contains the usual UI changes, bot optimizations, bug fixes, and other stuff like that. Nothing too major, but at the end of the post on the official site, we were just asked to bear in mind, yes, I see what they did there, that there won't be an update next week as they will be hibernating during that time. If you didn't know, next weekend is Easter weekend, and I guess a lot of people are taking off around that time, so it's understandable. As with the previous patch, you can find the March 28th patch notes linked in the description below this video. I will also just mention that, as always, the latest patch is only available on the test client, and that includes the Lone Druid. It will hopefully be making its way to the normal client next week. Now, while that's it for the official news, our good friend Cyborgmatt has discovered or uncovered a bunch of changes and additions that weren't listed in the March 22nd or 28th patch notes. Yes, these are always interesting. Needless to say, I'm not going to be covering all of this because there's just way too much to talk about, but below you can see things like new models, new load-in screens, you can listen to a couple of new sound files, you can even see a few new dashboard backgrounds that haven't been used yet. I must add that they are looking absolutely amazing. There are a few new courier models to have a look at, new skins for some of the older heroes, new effects, and much more. Yes, much more. None of this is official, and it is obviously all subject to change, but it is great to have something to look forward to. I'm sure you'll agree on that. So head on over to cyborgmatt.com and check his content analysis posts out for the March 22nd and 28th patches. There's also an extra post link below that focuses mostly on item discoveries that he recently made. Very interesting stuff. With that done, we're going to move on to the Dota 2 smalls, or extras. First up, read how World Cyber Games has gone mobile only. I really can't take this seriously, and I'm not even going to bother talking about it. But it's done, it's there, and you can read about it for yourself. Then read how Dota 2 will be at DreamHack Valencia 2012. Check some Join Dota Masters updates. Read about the recently announced Moscow 5 Open, where everyone's allowed except Team Dera. Yes, drama aplenty. Then there's a post up over at Gamersbook titled Valve's Dota 2 is confirmed to be free to play. It's an interesting read, but I will say that it's mostly speculation. Team Dignitas has the ultimate guide to Warden up. You can have a look at the latest in the Defender series, this one the Invoker, and lastly, right here on YouTube, have a look at a video that explains Dota 2 cheat commands for practice matches. You may think that's not a good thing, but when you play in a practice match, then you sometimes want to test things out, and knowing the cheats to, say, max your levels or give you a lot of gold would definitely make that easier. Sadly, that's all I have for you in the Dota news this week. Check back here soon for more, like the video, and do all that other good stuff. And most importantly, happy Lycan and Lone Druid.